What's up, guys? It's Light Spiral here with the Giants B9 Farmable team video. So, first things first is what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to go over all 5 of the units, as well as how to get them, what their purpose is in this team, as well as possible replacements for those of you who do want replacements. And then I also want to mention that Darian, my light vagabond, will die in this video. He has 0 runes on him, and so he will die. And the other guys all do have runes, and they're definitely going to stay alive. Now, one thing I want to mention is that this dungeon, there aren't as many tips on it as some of the other B9, B8, B10 dungeons, because most people just skip Giants B9, and I would recommend you just skip Giants B9 too. And the reasoning for that is because everyone's main goal is to reach B10, right? And so that's a water stage. So for Giants B10, a lot of people recommend you win teams because it's a water stage. But B9 is fire. So I don't recommend that you go out of your way to build a team for B9 Giants. I recommend you just build your B10 team, and for B9, try and clear it if you can, and if you can't clear it, try and use a friend's mon, a rep, and it's okay to use crystal revives to clear this dungeon, or to clear B9, if you have to. But if you don't want to, then you can do it like this. When I first cleared B9, I didn't do crystal revives. I didn't use my friend's mons. I didn't actually use this team, but I used a team similar to it. I used this team, but I just switched Beretta with Sigmaris. Of course, Sig would still work in this, but a lot more people have Beretta than Sig, just for the fact that he's a natural 4-star instead of the natural 5-star. And so now I'll get into the units. First unit here is Beretta, the Fire Sylph. It's a natural 4-star that you can get in the Fusion Hexagram. I do recommend you get it. Next unit is Bernard, the Wind Griffin. It's a natural 3-star that you can get into more desert. Next unit is Colleen, the Fire Harpoo. It's a natural 2-star, so you can get it through unknown scrolls or social summons or whatever summons. And then next unit is Darian, the Light Vagabond. This is a natural 3-star that you can get in Secret Dungeon on Light Day. And the last unit is Belludion, the Light Inugami, which you can also get in a Secret Dungeon on Light Day. Both of these light units I do recommend you get, especially Bella, but I assume most of you already have Bella. So now getting into this team, first unit here is Beretta. The reason he's in the team, he's not necessary in this team at all by any means, but he is helpful in that he has a speed leader skill, as well as the AoE dots is going to help make this dungeon go by a little bit quicker, and the second skill he has will decrease the boss's attack gauge all the way down to 0, which will definitely be helpful like he just did right there. So that's Beretta. Replacements for him is any kind of support that you need to get this done. Like I said, you could use Sig if you wanted. You could use a damage dealer. You could use Verd if you wanted to use Verd. You could use another healer if you wanted another healer. You could use a defense buffer if you wanted. You could use Shannon if you wanted. I didn't actually use Shannon in this team because of the fact that she's wind, and so I thought I wouldn't use her because she's wind in this fire dungeon. Next unit here is Bernard, the Wind Griffin. Now, Bernard is in the team for one reason, and that one reason would be that he does the speed buff for the team. So you could use Verd to replace Bernard, but the replacements for Bernard is anyone who's going to grant your team turn advantage. It doesn't matter what element they are, just make sure they can survive the dungeon and they'll be good. So that's that. Next unit is Colleen, who did die there, and the reason she died was because Darian died, so we lost his passive. So yeah, that's that. But the reason Colleen's in the team is she has 2 reasons. First reason is the first skill attack debuff, which will help your team stay alive. And then the third reason, or not the third reason, the second reason is her heal. It's not a great heal. It's definitely not a good enough heal to be a solo healer, but it is a heal nevertheless. So if you really do want to replace Colleen, the way I would recommend you replace Colleen is with an attack debuffer. Of course, you could replace Colleen with a healer too, but I recommend the attack debuffer. Next unit is Darian. Now, his purpose in the team is kind of similar to Beretta in that he's kind of just there because you're allowed to have 5 people, so you might as well bring 5 useful people. But he does the defense break, or not the defense, he does the defense break too, but he does the sword break in case your Colleen doesn't land the sword break, as well as the passive will keep your team alive longer, assuming he stays alive. Of course, mine didn't stay alive because he has no runes on it, but replacements for Darian is similar to Beretta's. It's just whatever you need: a damage dealer, attack gauge decreaser, attack speed slower, another healer, just whatever it may be, defense buffer. That's what you can use to put in for Darian. And then the last unit here is Bella, the Light and Yugami. I don't recommend you try and replace Bella because she has 2 reasons in the team, and the 2 reasons are pretty important. First reason is the heal. That goes without saying, you need a healer in the team. And the second reason is the buff strip, to strip mainly the attack buff, but the defense buff is also nice to strip. So replacements for Bella, although I don't recommend replacing Bella, is any healer that you may want to use instead of Bella. Of course, if it has a strip, that'd be preferred. But that's really all for this video, though, guys. If there's any other dungeons you're having trouble clearing, be sure to tell me in the comments section below, and me and my brother will try and make a video on that as soon as possible. But that's all I have for today, though, guys. So may the best of your todays be the worst of your tomorrows.